You ever had to have you had to repeat different versions of this conversation to the same person until they understood where you were coming from?
Ooh, man.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was never understood.
You were
Never
never
understood.
understood?
Never understood.
I'm a product of that.
Yeah.
I had to have 24 conversations. And I was the problem. I was the problem. And I had to have 24 conversations. And then one day I got it. And I think the first thing I said to my friend was, thanks for being patient because I wouldn't have had that for you. I'm not that person. You feel what I'm saying? Like I know because of how I was raised and who my parents are, I don't have that patience. And now that I received that experience, I'm gonna go work on that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's important to be able to acknowledge too, because sometimes when we experience that, it's hard for us to go back and say, actually, yeah, I fucked up, in order to allow the experience to teach you anything, So I think that's definitely important. I think in my case, I had a little bit of that too, where I realized, okay, where I can see part of the reason why I felt we kept repeating the same conversation, was because there was something on my end that wasn't accepting the fact that there was something else that we needed to be talking about, and we were trying to solve a problem, but we were trying to solve the wrong problem.
What do you mean by that?
I think there was a deeper reason why we were in that space to begin with. And we weren't acknowledging that. We were acknowledging all the other things that were happening as a result of that. But what was really happening was just, something that was probably deeply internal for both of us, that we both needed to explore within ourselves and be honest with each other about, to really navigate that, so that we could navigate from that perspective versus the perspective of how we feel in that moment and how we feel about the different things that are happening, within that relationship or whatever. So that's something that I had to recognize, is that whenever you're in a situation where you find yourself having the same conversation over and over and over and over again, is because there's something that both of you are missing.
Yeah.
And it's probably then time to step back to observe objectively what that is, and then try to come back in from a different vantage point. But if you keep, it's like you're saying it over and over again because you're looking for the point where it resolves. You're not finding the resolution. That's why you keep trying to get there. But if you're not getting there, that's because you're in the wrong space to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How important is it to understand the way people communicate, or how they would like to be communicated to?
Yeah. It's super important because it allows us to meet each other where we are. And this is something we were talking about, versus where we want them to be, or where we think they should be based off of our own traditions and our own values and our own morals and whatever. Everybody has different values. Everybody has different understandings of how to socialize. I looked up, there's some places where maybe a wave to someone could be considered rude.
Really? Okay.
Or I don't know, for example, some people might not be like hugs. So they might consider a hug offensive.
Yeah, I've ran into that.
Yeah. Some people don't like being touched at all. Some people, I know me particularly, I don't like people talking to me very close to, like.
That's right.
I like to have.
Hey, where's the space at? What the fuck you supposed to?
Yes, I don't like people being so close to me.
Yeah.
And I also have I have a thing with eye contact, and some people consider that to be rude. You're supposed to look a person in the eye when you're talking to them, but you never consider.
What if they don't got it though?
Right. You don't think about people who are, on the spectrum or have different social, limits.
Too much eye contact can mean violence.
Right. Or it could just be uncomfortable because I feel like you staring too deeply into me. It's just like, so.
Yeah, nigga, give me my soul back.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I like to have some distance. But
boundaries.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of just like being able to understand that we're all different and just be able to respect that. It's like, I know I might have a friend that only calls me every 3 months.
Let's go, friend.
You know what I'm saying? I know that this person, this is how they are. They disappear for 3 months. I am that person, by the way. I'm that friend.
You're the friend?
I'm that friend.
Okay.
I'm the friend that disappears.
Yeah.
I disappear for 3, 4, 5 months. And if we have a good relationship, you'll hear from me. But some people don't understand that. So they become offended by that. And I get it because their style of communication is at least check in on me around this time, around this date, around this, that, blah, blah.
Do you ever have to make a guidebook for situations like that for the new people who try to
I
come
feel like I
life?
should. I feel like I should have like a manual.
Or just something like that. Like just a quickie.
Right.
Yeah.
Just some, just a, a
10
10 Jenna commandments.
10 Jenna commandments. That's dope. That should be an album. That should be an album.
For real.
That's tight. Yeah, my bad. Keep going.
No, something that gets. But I at the same time, it's just like I think I'm just reached a point in my life where I just don't feel like explaining myself anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with explaining certain things to certain people that I've developed that type of relationship with. I don't know. I don't know. I might be the world's most professional ghoster. I don't know. But I just know that there's so much to try to maintain, so much connection. We are forcing connections all day long through social media, through texting, through calling, voicemails, emails. Everybody expects contact. And it's exhausting because think about all the people who attempt to communicate with us throughout the day and think about how many of those people, you actually communicate with.
How does that overexhaustion make you feel?
Resentful sometimes.
Okay, tell me more about that.
Because it's just like, aren't we, in my mind, I'm like, aren't we all going through the same, aren't we all having this experience? Am I the only one who feels overwhelmed by the excessive contact?
Yeah.
Am I the only one who feels weird that I'm expected to respond within 5 minutes of someone texting me? But then also sometimes I get it because sometimes I want to answer about something right away and I'm not getting it and I'm disappointed and then I start feeding thoughts into my mind. But we have to understand that 95% of that is our own shit. It's our own shit. Now, there might be an off chance that there's a 5% that person is really blowing you off and really doesn't want to talk to you. But if that's the case, so what?
Yeah.
In my opinion, that means that we don't really have that type of relationship that they feel like they care enough to nurture. So why would I nurture frustration and anger over that? That's giving energy that they've already shown that they're not willing to give.
Yeah.
So it's still a one-sided relationship anyway.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real.